So basically, I was at this festival and I went to buy some drinks for my friends, and I ended up getting a Red Bull for myself. I don't even really drink when I go out that much. And I had this regular Red Bull, and I was with a bunch of other guys who were drinking. And this lady, like security, because she saw my under 18 pass, she smelt it. She's like, "Oh, vodka Red Bull, vodka Red Bull." I'm like, "What are you talking about? It's regular Red Bull." And then she comes over to try and talk to everybody else. Or like, what are you drinking? Come over and smell it and shit. It was the weirdest thing ever. They all just bolted the fuck out of there. They were like, "Yeah, it's a Red Bull, it's a Red Bull." And when they bolted, they were following them, and I went the other way. So we all bolted the fuck out of there. We had no intention of sticking around or any of that. And I had to break up from my friends because, yeah, I don't know, I just did. And I was walking towards this area on like the other side of the festival, and there was this one girl that I've spoken to a couple times. Like, I just randomly on a night out, it's like 2, 3 a.m. in the morning. I'm going to the 7-Eleven to get some food before I head home. And I see this chick in like every other 7-Eleven, bro. I swear to God, all the time, whenever it's like middle of the night or whatever, and I see this girl. And so I just went up to her, and I'm not even joking. I just was in like a brain dead state of mind. Like, I just didn't give a fuck. I just went up to her and I literally started telling the stories about what had just happened. Like the exact same thing I just told you about buying drinks and the Red Bull thing and this lady. And I just started talking to her and her like a couple of her friends. And one of their friends like rudely interrupted me. She's like, "Who are you? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, I'm Finn. Nice to meet you." And then I went back straight back to telling my story, and I just fucking walked up to these chicks that I never speak to. I hadn't seen them in forever. Like, I only speak to one of them sometimes, and after that, I had like a honestly, I had a pretty nice conversation with them. I was like pissed the fuck off that they interrupted my story because I just like talking, bro. I just like telling stories and shit. And I was like, "Oh, you interrupted my story." I went back to telling it, and by the time I was done, I could tell like this girl really was into me. Like, you can just tell sometimes. Like, I don't know about you guys, but when a girl's like putting their arms all over your shoulder, like clearly hitting on you, and at some point later, I got with her. And so this girl, like this group of girls who I just randomly fucking went up to, I ended up getting with one of them. And I wanted to tell this story because it's actually really personal. I never talk about this shit with my friends, with anybody. But I'm saying it on my channel because I really wanted to make this point. Because it's a serious thing that you can really just go up to anybody and say anything, and it doesn't matter as long as you just try and go up to people. And everybody looks at all these like charismatic guys, right? And they're like, "Oh, how are they doing that? Or how are they talking to everybody?" Well, they're not that fucking special. They're just stupid. They're just dumb as fuck. They just don't care. They just go up to people, even if they know that they're kind of fucking stupid and they have no social skills. I swear to God, I swear the most social people, the most brain rot dumb ones who go up to anybody and say whatever they want. And those are the most fun people, in my opinion, to be around. I'm definitely one of them when I put in the effort to be like to think less and to do more. And when I do, I enjoy my life so much more. There was a time where it was kind of a war for me to talk to anybody. Like at school one day, I remember I was just chilling in class, and I should have been enjoying like the class. It was actually kind of fun. I wasn't even in a bad mood. I should have been in the class like learning. I was really studying hard at that time. But instead I was just overthinking the entire time about at the end of class how I was gonna maneuver into a conversation with this girl and wasting all my fucking time where I could have been getting better at speaking German. But I wasted all my fucking time trying to talk to some girl. I didn't even like her that much. But I stressed the fuck up about this, and I did it all the time. Not even just with girls, with any fucking guy. Whenever I would want to speak to anybody, any teacher, any person, it just became maximum difficulty. And I honestly hated living through that so much. It was painful every single day. It was like a war. My brain just destroying, like just bullying me every single day. Cause and I overcame that. And there's things, if you want, bro, follow my Instagram, message me, ask me how I overcame that. I'll just give you my full plan, like everything I did, because I really hate people who have to go through that. But I want to give you some different tips, right? And I want to tell you about this story that I hope helps bring this tip together in your mind for you. So I think this was on Saturday. I met up with two of my friends. Like, I wasn't even that close with them in the past, but I wanted to get to know them a bit better. And we met up, we were going around shopping and shit. And there was these two, like, blonde Swedish chicks, bro. And I swear to God, we walked past them, and I like, I hit like one of those look backs to take a better look. And one of my friends noticed it. He was like, "Yo, go up to her, go up to her." And I was just like, like I'm not even gonna lie to you. For like a good 20 seconds, I was like, fuck. And then I did the 3, 2, 1 method in my mind. I just counted down, and I went up to them. I was talking to them for a little bit. Hopefully I have like a clip. My friend just like retardedly stood there filming like, and I'm pretty sure they turned around and saw him, and then immediately after that they just like dipped. And that's the thing. I wasn't even trying to get their number or anything. I just felt like when I go up to strangers and I talk to new people, it completely changes the way I feel. I feel so much more confident, happy. I get in a good laugh. I didn't care if I didn't get anyone's number. That's not why I was doing that. And a bit later on in that night, I was at this party and I had such a fucking good time. Probably spoke to 90% of the people there. Like, it was a weird group of people. Like, it was really like different ages. I wouldn't say weird group of people, but I would say like a weird variety of people. There was a lot of different ages. I was with some of my good friends. And the thing is, I was still talking to a lot of people I hadn't spoken to before. And starting conversations, having a good laugh. Bro, I swear I was fucking around so much. Like, my friend and I were just chilling on these chairs. Like, 7 fucking chicks were swarming around us. I don't even know why. Maybe we just seemed like we were good fun. We just sitting there trolling, like, making up jokes. So we wingmaned our friend who, he went to, like, the bathroom. Like, he saved, like, 5 kids from an orphanage. And we were just fucking around, like, randomly like, screaming and shit. And I swear I was having the best time. And I know that this is because earlier on in the day, I'd met up with some friends. So, first of all, that helps you get into, like, the flow of being more social. Got a shit ton of water, had some caffeine. And I'd spoken to a bunch of people. Like, I'd done things that were genuinely... It's not easy to go up to strangers, bro. That's a very difficult thing to do. And I just did it for fun. And after doing that, it gave me so much new energy. Like, I swear, if you go out with your friend, like, you don't need to go up to girls and get their number or any of that bullshit. But just for the sake of having fun and becoming more social, just try going up to random people and just trolling. Like, even if they think that you're weird as fuck, just go up and just like make jokes. Like, just have a good time. Like, if you're with a friend, try and embarrass him or something. Like, obviously you want to know the line, which is like harmful and like unkind of something to do to your friend. But a lot of the time, if you went up to a random girl, you're like, "Oh, do you think he's cute?" I feel like that's really funny personally. It depends on the friend as well. But I really encourage you trying to meet up with just one guy that you trust and just fucking around. Because when you do that, it seeps into every area of your life. You are so much more relaxed socially, and it becomes so easy to talk to people because then you see that people don't even care when you do really dumb shit. In fact, people really like you more when you don't care what other people think. So there's this guy, right? There's this guy, and it was at this festival like on the weekend. And basically, we were beefing some guy who was like chatting shit about my really good friend. He was just chilling there, like watching and everything. And right after, he came up to me, like introduced himself. He's like, "Oh, that guy's a fuckwit." Like, we're all having a laugh about it. And I noticed one thing about him in hindsight, like, because when I met him, I thought like, "Oh, this guy's pretty fucking chill. Like, I really like this guy." And I noticed that he just came up to me and he gave me a bunch of genuine compliments. Like, he appealed to my ego. I'm not gonna lie. Like, some people call that glazing, but I genuinely felt like he liked me because he was giving compliments that kind of meant a lot to me. He was like saying, "Oh, you're really sociable, seem like a really genuine, funny guy." He's talking about how he respects, like, because everybody there was talking about my story. I put up like a clip of me boxing, and everybody there was like, "Oh shit, you're the boxing guy," and like everything like that. And he gave me some genuine compliments. He's like, "Oh, I saw your Insta story. Like, yo, you're fucking crazy at boxing." And being around him made me feel good about myself because he was like saying that kind of shit. And it's no surprise that I can't remember if I met up with him again since there. But I called him a couple times for some Brawl Stars. Like I was just bored as fuck, so I wanted to play some Brawl Stars. I've chatted to him quite a bit. I think I'm meeting up with him today, and I think that if you do this, well, basically what he did it was he just complimented me. He kept trying, even though at that point I probably didn't cover this before. I didn't really give him too much back because I just had a lot going on. I was in the moment. I didn't really like spend a lot of time with him or message him or anything. But what I did do is respond to all of his messages because when he was sending me like these warm, kind messages, obviously I'm gonna send them back. I like that energy, like that fun, happy energy. And by him keeping up this effort, eventually I thought he was a really good guy, and we plan to meet up sometime. I swear. No, we didn't meet up. Our plans got cancelled like twice, so I'm meeting up with him today. Bit annoying that, or maybe not twice. I think he cancelled on me, and then I cancelled on him the next time. But yeah, should be good fun when I meet up with him today. And I think that you can do this with anybody. The one main thing that I'm gonna say is just ask. Like, even if you think they don't like you or they're like too fucking cool for you or whatever, just say ask them anyways. Because if you think that they're genuinely a good person, that they're kind of above you, if they are actually a good person, then they'll let you down nicely. They won't talk shit about it because they'll view that as a nice thing, as like a compliment toward. Like if somebody asks me to hang out, I view that as a compliment. Like, oh, that guy likes me. I don't chat shit about him saying, oh, this fucking loser wants to hang out. No, that's a horrible person thing to do. And so if somebody does do that, then they're not a good friend anyways. You didn't want to be close with them anyways. They probably overthink, have their own issues. So fuck them. The one last thing I want to say is I really encourage you to be loud as fuck, hype as fuck, just always trying to have a good laugh, always being high energy. I love high energy people so much because those are the most sociable ones, the ones who don't think so much and just do dumb shit. They just run around, they fuck about, they wrestle each other all the time. Like, I mean, that might be a shit example to wrestle your friends all the time, but honestly, those friends get along much better than the two guys standing there like awkwardly, like, what did you do today, bro? Like, nobody fucking likes those guys. You might be wondering, like, how to even be high energy. Well, I think if you're sleeping well and training a lot, it's pretty obvious. You're going to be full of energy. If you're not, it might be something to do with your testosterone, to be honest. A lot of this might have a lot to do with your testosterone. Me personally, talking to a lot of girls and eating a lot of eggs, I notice a difference in how I feel with testosterone. I'm not an expert on that shit, but try out eating a lot more eggs if you really want to. I really recommend it. And train a lot, because when you train a lot, if you're just a jacked guy, it's going to be so easy to make friends because people will have that instant respect for you whenever you meet them. And that's something that really helped me even on that weekend, because a lot of people had an opener to come up to me like, oh, you're looking big, bro. And people said that a lot. I didn't even realize I was that big, but when a lot of people compliment you, it makes you feel a lot better about yourself. And now that I feel good enough about myself to say like, yeah, I'm pretty big, I'm going to give you the advice that you should get jacked because so many more people try and talk to you. I've been at this exact same event a year ago, and I'm already like well renowned in my city. I guess I have a lot of good friends here. So it's kind of a shit example because I still got along there, but I feel like I got treated way better here than in the past at some other events when I was skinny or like a bit fat or something. Really recommend getting into good shape. Go meditate as well. Take care, bro. I hope